All right, so kia ora, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us in today's first product masterclass session that we'd be speaking about how to optimize your package setup on the STAAH Max system. So just before I start off my session, I would like to introduce myself. So I'm Arnold Aaron, the Partner Services Team Leader for the Oceania region. I have been with STAAH for about 3 years, and I look after support and onboarding for Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, and the neighboring islands. Moving on, sorry, just before I move on, so I have, so just a little bit about me. I have been part of hotels a few years before I joined STAAH, and I've done duty manager positions, night auditor positions, and mainly in the front office department. Just moving on. STAAH, just a little bit about the STAAH team and the STAAH as a company. We are a New Zealand-based company. We have about 10,000 properties all over the world, and we're located in 90 countries. STAAH is also a preferred partner for all the top OTAs around the world, and we are also a registered Fernmark trade company. As you can see, this is the picture that we had taken in our STAAH New Zealand office. And so this was just before the New Zealand lockdown. And since then, we haven't really had a chance to meet after that. So we hope we do meet sometime in December, hopefully before Christmas. Moving on, just a few housekeeping tips before I start this session. First of all of you have been muted once you joined in. Please do post your comments and questions in the Q&A tab that you would see on the bottom of your screen. We will also have some time at the end of this session to answer your questions. And I would recommend closing all tabs on your screen, just to not close the one that I'm presenting on. Thank you. Alrighty, so coming to our topic. So a little bit about STAAH Max. So STAAH Max is a product which contains the channel manager and the booking engine. So before I head into the booking engine part of it, I would like to quickly give you an update on the STAAH channel manager. So the STAAH channel manager is the STAAH channel manager is the integral part of the system, and both the booking engine and the channel manager are available under one login on the STAAH Max portion. Now, coming to the channel manager, I'll be speaking to you about how you would set up a room type and also how to set up your rates and availability for those specific room types. So for that, what I'd be doing is I'll quickly jump into one of my properties and show you our STAAH Max system. So as you can see, when you basically log into the STAAH system, this is the screen you would see. This is the dashboard you would see. So what you would notice out here is basically on the top right-hand corner, you've got your property name followed by a property ID. You've got some quick access buttons that you would see on the top. And then below that, you would see the services that have been enabled for you. So any services that have been that you've subscribed to will be colored like this. Any service that you're not using will basically show up like gray, as you can see in the background out here. Moving on, just below this tab, what we do have is a help center. So definitely go through it. We've got some amazing articles and videos on this portion. You've got the dollar booster, which is right out here. We've got the ebook, which I would suggest downloading, and because it tells you how to use the STAAH channel manager like a pro. And you've got some other resources out here on our blog page. And scrolling down, we've got some blog articles, which I would highly recommend you read through them whenever you get a chance. So first of all, before we move on to the booking engine, I'll quickly show you how you can set up a room type within the STAAH system. So for that, all you need to do is you need to go into your settings tab, which you will see on the top right-hand corner. And then below that, you will see a room types portion, which is right out here. So setting up a room type is quite easy. You can literally do that in about 3 steps. So what you would do is, once you're in this portion out here, you would basically go and click on add and add a new room type that you see right on the top. Now, once you're in this portion, you'd basically just need to put in your room name. So I'm just going to call my room a superior room, select a rate code. How many guests is this room going to take? So you can put in how many of a guests this room can take. Maximum number of adults, maximum children. So this room can take 1 child. Number of guests included in the rate is 2. So I wouldn't require an extra person charge. Minimum nights, so you can set that as a default. So you can set up 1 to whatever you would like on here. And maximum is 99. Full rate, you can define what your full rate is going to be and what your minimum rate is going to be at any given point of time. Moving on, you just need to put in the total availability for this specific room category. So in my case, I'm going to put in 5 out here, and then we just hit next. Now, once you're in this tab that you see out here, you basically need to select a few options. So firstly, what sort of a room is it? So you can select one out of this drop-down box. So in this case, I'll just go studio room. You can put in your bedding configuration. So you can select 1, 2, how many of the bedding configurations apply in your case. You can put in a brief description about your room type so that the customer knows what they get out of this specific room. Then you can put in your room size, so the size of the room in square meters or in square feet, completely up to you. Then you can decide if it has a view, you can put a view in here, or you could simply just go not applicable, completely up to you. So in my case, it has ocean view. You just take a few facilities that basically would tell the guest what all this room has to offer in terms of facilities. So for example, the room has a balcony, you provide dryer, you provide a washing machine, and so on and so forth. So you can select all the facilities that apply to the specific room type, and then move on, and then finally select all the images that apply to this room. So you would have already uploaded your images under the image library out here. All you have to do here is you need to go into room images and then just select the correct images that apply to your room type that you've just created. So in this case, I'm just going to select the images that apply. The numbers that you see on the bottom, this is basically the order in which these rooms will be visible online. So in this case, I'm just going to go 1 and 2 and hit save. And as I said, in 3 steps, your room type is now ready. Yeah, well, it already existed, so I couldn't go ahead and save that. But anyways, once you do save it, it will show up out here. Now, once you've created your room type, what you can do is you can set up your rates. That was the second part I was going to tell you about. So to set up your rates, what you can do is you can click on availability and rates on the top, or you can go into settings and click on availability or rates. They'll all pretty much take you into the exact same tab, which is the base rates portion. Now, what you see on this tab is basically availability on the top, rates on the bottom. You see a calendar for 14 days. You see your availability out here. So depending upon where you manage your availability from, basically, if it's being managed from a PMS, then all you have to do is connect that room type to your property management system. If it is from STAAH, you have to just update whatever the availability is for those specific days, and then click update. Moving on down, this is where you can set your rates up. So your rates can be set up for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, all the way up to 2 years from the day you've created the room type. So to update your rate for that room type you've created, or any other room type that you already have, you can just literally go put in the rate out there for the day you want to update the rate for, and click update. So that pretty much saves your rates portion. And if you and this little link icon that you see next to every rate or room type basically tells you where all that specific rate is going to get pushed out to. Now, also on this tab, you can apply restrictions. So when I say restrictions, you can apply stop sells, stop sell limits, minimum, maximum stays, close to arrivals, and close to departures. All of this stuff can be applied directly from the STAAH Max system. Now, once you've applied the restrictions, you will notice the boxes either have an orange box which says it's a stop sell, or a little triangle on the bottom that'll explain it is a minimum night stay, or a blue or a gray line on the left or right of the rate tab will basically tell you that there is a close to arrival and close to departure applied for a specific day. Now, moving on, so that's basically how you would use the channel manager to update your rates, availability restrictions, or even to create your room types. And this is also used to connect up to your OTAs that you may want to connect to the STAAH system. So coming back into our screen out here. So what I just spoke about was the channel manager, room types, and the rates and availability on the bottom. Now moving on to the booking engine. So that's what the topic is all about today. So the booking engine is basically the link that goes on to your website where a guest can go click book now and make a reservation directly from your web page itself. So I'll be speaking about packages, which is right out here. So packages are basically, I get asked this question quite often. First of all, what are packages? And secondly, why do I need a package? I do not sell bed and breakfast, and I do not sell bed, breakfast, dinner. So why do I need a package? So packages are basically deals that you would create for your own website, similar to how you would create a rate plan for booking.com, or you would create a deal to sell your rooms online. So by default, what you require is at least one package to sell your rooms online on your own website. So let me show you what a package would look like. So this is one of our properties using the STAAH booking engine. And what you see on here is basically this property has a couple of packages. One, which is the best available flexible rate. The other one is the best available non-flexible rate. So basically refundable, non-refundable. What you see in this package is an image on the left-hand side per package. You click more info, and this basically describes what the customer gets out of this specific package and also the cancellation policy below it. Same way, the customer can read about the next package that you have to sell online and then read the cancellation policy below it. Once the customer has decided that, yep, you know what, I'm going to go for the fully refundable package, then they can go ahead and select the room type and then confirm their reservation. Now, you may be wondering, well, yeah, I know about packages, but how do I set it up? So let me just go back onto my screen. So creating a package is not too very difficult. To be honest, it's quite easy. And to set up a package, you can do it in 4 easy steps. So the first step would be adding the basic package information. The second step would be including or excluding any add-ons that you may like or not want to sell along with this specific package. The third one would be selecting your room types. And the fourth one would be adding a validity to your package. So I'll quickly go on to our property once again and show you how you can create a package on the STAAH system. Now, to create a package, all you need to do is you need to go into settings, and under booking engine, you will find an option that says packages. So again, as I said, packages basically means a rate plan or a deal you would create to sell on your own website. Now, if you need to create a new package, all you need to do is you need to go add out here and new package. So all the necessary information is asterisk marked. So basically you select your rate code, put in your package name. Now the package name is something that I would recommend having so that it explains the customer what they're getting out of this deal. So yeah, definitely you can add the inclusions on the bottom, but a nice name would also explain a lot about what this package is all about. So let's say we just go best available rate, or you could go fully flexible rate. You can decide what you would like to call the specific package. And then you just go on. You can put in an advanced purchase, select or create a new cancellation policy, put in your inclusions out here. select your meal plan. So if you're creating a bed and breakfast deal, that can be selected out here. If you're creating a room only deal, you can select that out here. Now coming to these two buttons that you see out here, the free night option and the public access option. So firstly, free night, what is this? So if you plan on creating a deal, stay 3, pay 2, or maybe a stay 5, pay 4, you can tick this box. So what happens is if you've created the deal saying stay 3, pay 2, the customer books for 3 nights, but they only pay for 2 nights. So the system will automatically discount that 1 additional night on there, and they only pay for the 2 nights. If you want, so that's what free night means. The next one that we have here is public access. So if you want this package to be visible or bookable online, and you want your guests to make reservations for this package, please do not forget to click tick the public access button. Once you've selected any of this, you can put in a package image. You can go next, and this is where you decide what specific add-ons you would like to disable from this specific package. So for example, you may be creating a bed and breakfast deal, and you're already including breakfast in the package. So what you do is you just disable the breakfast option from the package. Then you go next, and then you can include the same breakfast in your package, and then decide how many guests is this package, how many guests is this breakfast included for. So the way it will be visible online, so if we look at the room and breakfast deal, you go book now. So if you have disabled the package, and then you've disabled the breakfast and then included in your package, this is how it will be visible. So as you can see, it's included in the package, but there is no option to now select the breakfast separately. You can, so all the other add-ons are still available for the guests to select and pay additionally on top of their room price. Once you've done selecting all of this, you can go next and then select what all room types are going to be applicable to this package. So if you're creating maybe a deal only for your villas, like let's say in this case villas, you only take the villa option out here. If you're creating a deal for all room types, it's simple. You just click the room type option and it'll take all of your room types that you have at your property. If you're maybe creating only a studio room deal, all you have to do is click studio out here. Now, once you're done selecting your room types, the number of guests included in the rate automatically picks up from your room type section. That's where we were previously, and that's where I created a new room type. So the system will automatically pick up the number of guests included in the rate from that portion out there. And you surely can adjust this if required. Now, once you're done with that, the most important is your multiplier. So this is where you decide how much this package is going to sell at. So if you want it to be exactly as your best available rate, or whatever rate has been loaded in your availability and rates tab, you can just leave it as 1 point up below, but which means 100% of your base rates. But if you want to sell it maybe 5% cheaper because you're creating a non-refundable deal, you want it to be 5% cheaper than your best available rate, all you have to do is you just go and put in a 0.95 since our multipliers work in decimals. Alternatively, what you could also do is you could set a surcharge. So the surcharge box that you see out here, this is for your dollar figures. So you could go, it's going to be minus $5 or minus $10, or you could increase the price. It's going to be $20 more expensive than my best available rate. So you could put that in. You can set your extra person charges by clicking on this little child and man icon, and you put in your extra person charges and you click close. And once you hit save, it should automatically take you into the validity section of your package, which is this that you see right now. Now, what you see on here is basically, this is where you define from when until when is this package going to be bookable or visible online. So if it's going to be valid 365 days of the year, and I do recommend having at least one package that is valid 365 days of the year, you put in a start date, but you do not put in an end date out in this portion. However, if you want it to be visible only for a specific date range, maybe only from the 25th of November until the 14th of December, That's where you go in and put in a start date and an end date on the top. Also, minimum length of stay. If you are creating that deal that I mentioned earlier, stay 3, pay 2, or stay 2 and save, or stay 5 and pay 4, or this has to be booked for a minimum 4 nights, you can put in your minimum length of stay right out here in this portion on the top. You can decide what days of the week this specific package is going to be valid. You can untick these dates. You can select another cancellation policy. What you can also do here is you could go add in a new date range. So this package is valid 25th November until 14 December. It is also going to be valid once again in the month in 2022 from 1st Feb until the 23rd of Feb only. This time it's also going to be two night minimum, but it is going to be flexible. So then you have put in another cancellation policy. Now, once it's done setting up all of this portion out here, all you have to do now is hit save, and your package is now ready and is depending upon whether you've given it public access or not, it'll be visible online for guests to make a reservation. Now, when you come back onto the screen where you can see all of your packages that you may have created in the past, or even if this is your first package, you'll see that. What you will be able to do from the screen is you will be able to edit this package once again in case you want to change your inclusions, or you want to remove the public access, or change your cancellation policy, or include, exclude add-ons. It can be done right by clicking on the first tab out here. If you need to change the validity, that was the last step which we were in, where you could decide from when until when the package would be visible. You could tick on the second box, click on the second box, and make the necessary changes. The third icon that you see out here is stop sell. So if you click on it, what you could do is, if you have 4 different packages running simultaneously, and you want to stop sell a specific package for maybe a certain date range, maybe a couple of days for whatever reason, you could easily do that by clicking on that stop sell button, and then you click on the first date you want to stop sell on, and then click on the last date you want to stop sell it for, click yes, and hit submit. It'll say it's applied, which means that this package will not be bookable or not be visible online to your customers between 25th and 28th of November. Now you've decided that you're happy to sell this online once again. All you have to do is click on 25th once again, click on 28th. You just go no and hit submit, and your package will be visible online once again. So yeah, that's how simple it is to make a package. It does look like a lot of work, but trust me, 4 easy steps. Just remember these. So coming back onto this portion, all you need to do is to create a package. You need to enter the package information. You need to include or exclude any add-ons if you have any. You need to select your room types and set any multipliers. And finally, just add in a validity onto this page. So that's how you would create a package. Now, some tips for you. So in the last some time that I've been working with STAAH, best available rates, fully flexible rates, these are basically the packages that I see which are most commonly used, and I would highly recommend that you could create such packages, especially with the borders opening and Aucklanders being able to move around within New Zealand, and Auckland since Jan or Feb, people will be able to travel even more, go in and out of the country. You could create more packages to attract customers directly onto your website. So you can create a best available deal. If you don't have one, you could create a non-refundable deal, a bed and breakfast deal. So in case if you do not have a restaurant on site, you could probably tie up with a local restaurant, which is probably 2 minutes down the road, create a deal with them, and send your guest across to them for breakfast. So bed and breakfast deal. You could think of advanced purchases. So what happens is you can get your customers to book way in advance and make their reservations. You could create these stay 3, pay 2, or stay 5, pay 4 deals. And finally, you could also think about maybe instead of giving them an entire night discount, stay 2 and save. Maybe you save 5% or 10% on your entire stay. So that's all to do with the what sort of packages you could probably think of when when creating a package within the STAAH system. Some things that I personally have noticed that do tend to get left out at times when creating a package. So firstly, cancellation policy, very important. Do not forget to put in your cancellation policy. Package image, definitely require one so that it makes the booking engine look nice and neat. Public access. If sometimes you've noticed that you have created a package, but it is not visible online for whatever reason, just make sure that you have set up your public access, or you have given that package public access. Otherwise, it won't be visible online. Multipliers. So this is where you would decide what the rate of the specific package would be. And finally, validity. Again, your package is not visible online, or you want it to be bookable only for a certain date range. Make sure you've set up the correct validity on the STAAH system. And that's basically all about the packages that we had for today. So again, what we went through would be, we went through the channel manager, how to create room types and how to change your rates and availability. We went through our booking engine and how to create packages on the STAAH system. We went through the 4 easy steps that you could, with which you could set up your packages. One was adding a package information. Second was including, excluding add-ons. Third was selecting your room types. And finally, it was adding your validity on there. And then we just went through the quick tips of frequently used packages and things to check in a package. Now, being with STAAH, again, we get certain questions that get asked quite frequently. So I thought I'll take this opportunity to answer those questions as quickly as possible. So what I identified is these are the top 5 questions that we get asked quite often on the STAAH Max system. So I'll just quickly show you. So the first question was that we get asked is, how do I add images to my room types or packages? So for that, I'll again go into my STAAH system. So if you need to add in or upload a new image, you can do that by going into settings and going into your library, and then uploading how many ever images you like on the STAAH system, right, by going add out here. Now, once you've added your questions, once you've added in your images, you can go into settings and then go into your room types. And this is where you would apply. So you go click edit and go into your room images, and then just select the right image that applies to this specific room type and click save. So that's how you would apply a new image to your package, to your room types. Now, how would you apply a new image to your package? It's simple. Again, you go into settings, you go into packages. So let's say we want to apply an image for the fully flexible deal we just created. You click edit. And all you have to do here is select an image from the library. So let's say I go room only out here and hit save, and done. You've now uploaded your images for your room types and your packages. The next question that we get is, how do I cancel a website or an OTA reservation? So for that, you need to go into your advanced booking search. So just before I show you how to cancel a reservation, one thing to remember within the STAAH system, you can only cancel a reservation made through your own website. So wherever it says website, you will notice there is an X icon next to it. So if you click on that X icon and put in your cancel password, and hit submit, that'll basically cancel the reservation, and it will also send a cancellation notification to the customer and to yourself as the hotel or motel. And if you're using a property management system, it will send the cancellation off to the PMS. When a booking is made through maybe booking.com or Expedia, you cannot cancel those reservations directly from STAAH. You need to make sure that those bookings are canceled from the OTA itself, and that will send out the cancellation to STAAH. And also, if you're using a PMS, then the PMS. How do I update my rates? So there's a couple of ways of updating your rates. So as I showed you earlier, you could update your rates by going into availability and rates out here. And you could just simply, if you're updating for one specific day, you could update your rate and just click update, and this will change your rates for one room type or one date. If you want to update it for a larger date range, you can go into settings, and under availability and rates, you will see a bulk update option. You can update your rates right by clicking on the rates portion, entering your date range you want to update the rates for. You can add in more date ranges if required, select your room types, go next, put in whatever rate you would like for those date ranges, and finally just hit submit, and you've updated your rates either for 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, completely up to you. The next question, can I increase or decrease my OTA multipliers, or can I increase or decrease my rates that are going out to booking.com and Expedia? Yes, you can. So for that, what you can do is you can go into the mapping section that you see right on the top out here. Once you're in the mapping section, what you can do is you can select the channel you want to update the multiplier for, and specifically go into the mapping and adjust. So you'll see room-based multiplier. This is where you would adjust what the multiplier is actually supposed to be. So the first box is a percentage once again, and the second box is a dollar figure. So you could go -$5 out here, or you could just go +$5, and you hit update, and immediately STAAH will send out an update to all the to this specific OTA and room type that you have updated the multiplier for. And finally, the last question, how to update my terms and conditions. So again, for that, you come into the STAAH system. If you need to update your terms and conditions for your own booking engine, you can do that by going into settings, going into under setup, you'll find an option that says profile. So go into your profile, and then you will see a button that says terms. So click on it, put in your terms and conditions, or update your terms and conditions. Alternatively, you could put in a URL link so that the customer gets redirected to those terms and conditions page, and then hit update. And that's how you would update your terms and conditions within the STAAH system. So yes, that's basically how you would do the different so that's basically the top 5 questions we've had. I hope I've answered some of your questions in case if one of these questions was in your mind. So moving on, it's time for Q&A. So if you haven't already put your questions down in the Q&A section, please do so now, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So give me a second. Okay, so Joanne has asked for the mapping on Max. So once amend the mapping formula, then STAAH will auto push to the OTA. If so, auto push period will be up to 365 days. So that's right, Joanne. So basically, depending upon which OTA you've updated your mapping for, STAAH will either push out a 365-day update or a 500-day update. So for example, booking.com Expedia does a 500-day push, whereas certain other channels will only do a 365-day update. I've got a question out here. How do I update my package rates? So let me just quickly show you how that can be done once again. So to update your package rates, you can go into your packages section, which is right out here. You select your package that you want to update your rate for, and you go into your room types, and this is where you can update the rates for. So you could go apply a multiplier for different room types, so you can have different multipliers for different room types if you require. So you could do it as a percentage or a dollar figure. The next question I have from Troy Wood. Do packages go through OTAs automatically, or are they just for direct booking? So this is a very good question. Yes, we do get this asked. We do get asked this question quite often. So packages are meant specifically only for your own website. They do not get pushed out to any OTAs. I've got another question here. Can I stop sell a package in STAAH? Definitely, you can stop sell a package. So what you do is you need to click on stop sells out here. and you click on the first day, click on the last day, hit yes, and basically you stop sold your package. Cool. Cool. So for now, I think that's all I've received in terms of questions. If you have any more questions after the session, you can surely ask us. You could email our support team or use a chat support. So that was the end of our session. I would suggest going through our help center. So by going on to help.staah.com, you've got some good articles and videos on how you could do different things on the STAAH Max system. So definitely helpful to go through this section to this website. Then we've also got chat support along with email support. We also have chat support. So as soon as you log in on the STAAH system, on the bottom left-hand corner, you will notice there is a chat button. So you can chat live with one of our team members Monday to Saturday. We've also got a blog page. So if you go on to blog.staah.com and resources, we've got some amazing ebooks, podcasts, previous webinars that I would definitely recommend you go through when you get a chance or when you find the time. And finally, please follow us on social media, and thank you. We wish from the STAAH, on behalf of the STAAH team, I would like to wish you all a Merry Christmas in advance. Thank you. Hi, Joanne. Just in case if you are here, I've got your question. If the rate plan code selected from STAAH is ABC code, so the rate plan ID, it should be manually entered as ABC instead of another code, right? I think if you can just email us this question, we would probably be able to look at your setup, and we'll be able to advise more on your question, and we'll be able to help you out with your setup for you. Thank you.